welcome to the Savage Lands live stream. I am your adorable community manager, Kittychix. Yeah, I know, totally overselling it. And with me today is, of course, our game director, Chris Rubior, Eurydium. And we are here to show you some kind of cool stuff today and give you an update on where we are in development with the alpha and sort of lay out our road to early access, which we are technically already in, but you know, we're going to be releasing into early access very shortly. So, hi everybody. Hi Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thank you all for showing up, and I'm looking forward to talking about all the cool things that we've been working on.
We're totally stoked. Okay, so let us jump right in and talk about where we are. As you guys can see in the background here, we've got version 1.3, build 16.08, which is a little different from what some of you guys are playing right now, because we've got some stuff planned to show you. But in the latest patch that just hit, which was build 16.035, let's talk about some of the stuff that got added and adjusted.
Oh, sorry, that's my cue.
Yes, that's your cue.
I was busy watching some stuff in the game.
Totally not attention. You're messing with flow.
All right, there is a little bit of echo, Chloe, just calling that out now on your side. Okay. So where are we at? With build 1635, we've done a lot of great things. As many of you will see, well, first off, we've shot out, I believe it was 2,000 more beta or alpha keys. So 2,000 lucky individuals will be able to participate and help us balance, playtest, and make this game awesome. In the latest patch, we've added things like item durability to the game, which is going to dramatically change up how the experience plays out. So you got to be very mindful of your weapons and gear. I've already seen a couple posts in the forums that have said, hey, my weapon, how does it work? Your durability degrades over time when you're mining, when you're chopping down trees, and of course, when you're attacking creatures out in the world. Your armor acts like a shell. It acts like most people would think it would work, which is it'll take the damage before the damage is applied to you unless that creature does something special. So your armor is going to wear down really quickly if you are in sustained long-term combat, and still going through a lot of balance. The armor basically absorbs the damage that creature's dealing out. It doesn't just reduce in like one increment. It literally, if the creature does 20 damage, your armor will take 20 damage. So there's going to be a lot of balancing going on with that. So please hang in there. We've made some changes to how stamina and hunger works. So hunger is now loosely tied to actions in the game. So as you're chopping down trees or you're mining, you'll tick down a little bit of hunger. But in general, it ticks down relatively slow, 30 minutes. So it's kind of tied to time of day. And then sprinting. Sprinting will consume a little bit of hunger as well, but not as much as it used to. So now when players sprint, you hold down the shift button, you're going to get a burst of speed for 15 seconds. And that's 15 seconds if you're not wearing any armor. If you have things like leather boots on, you'll be able to sprint for longer. If you have chain boots on, basically the heavier the gear gets, the less time you'll sprint. But basically the armor adds an additional layer of sprint time onto the basic timer that we have in place. Before, you could just sprint and sprint and sprint, and there was no penalty, which is not what we wanted. We actually have kind of tied that back. So when you reach your threshold, you'll actually slow down to walk speed. But if you walk for a few seconds, or if you pause and just kind of look around, you'll gain back enough stamina and you can take off running again. It's a great way for us to kind of balance and manage the experience and manage certain situations that take place in the game and keep players, and tie it better into the systems that we have. We've also done a pass on creatures and whatnot, but I got a lot of good stuff planned for the next patch as well. So we're going to be putting in more buildables. You guys will be able to build skull totems next to your houses. You're going to be able to build like these cool banners and crucifix type poles and all sorts of cool stuff, as well as a couple new houses that we're adding, or I should say we're adding one new house to the mix. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Sounds like you're eager to give away some of the updates that are coming out shortly.
Oh yeah, I'm also doing a full weapon and weapon rebalance, as well as health balance on all the creatures. The stats now in the bottom inventory screen. So when you hit I and you bring up the inventory, those stats, I believe, in 1635, maybe not, but in the next patch, all those stats will be functional and they will be accurate and they will reflect stats that are currently in the game. So a lot of cool stuff planned. I could talk about some things that I'm doing, but don't want to give too much away. But we got a lot of cool stuff planned, and I'm also hoping by next patch to get the forest giants. In the initial video that you saw with our teaser trailer, there was a giant tree-like ants. I call them forest giants. I'm going to hopefully have those in working, and only a few of them spawn on the island, but it's going to take multiple players to bring them down, or if you're incredibly well geared, there's a possibility you might be able to take them down. So anyway, without further ado, let's go. Let's do some questions, Chloe, and then I'll jump into the game.
Okay. So this week, as you all know, we didn't really have a specific theme that we were asking for questions for, so our topics are going to be jumping all over the place today. So just kind of bear with us while we do that, because we have a lot of questions that we're hearing very frequently that we're going to want to keep repeating. So just skip through when you get to the video and skip through to the questions that you're most interested in hearing. So one of the things that have been talked about is right now you can have up to 8 people on the server, and a lot of people are curious as to are we going to be increasing that at some point? Is it ever going to be more than 8 so you get that more MMO type feel, or are we going to be doing dedicated servers?
So I want to clear the air on a couple things. One, the game is not necessarily an MMO. An MMO like WoW, World of Warcraft, Guild Wars, EverQuest, those types of games have an entirely different back end than we do. Our game is more in line with games like DayZ and other first-person shooters. We went with the 8 initially because we wanted to manage, basically, we wanted to give the heart or the back end a shakedown, get stress tests, get people in there, get people playing. But the goal long term is, as we move forward, as the tech matures through early access, we will increase those numbers. So definitely, now it's 8, but over time, please, no worries, it will expand as we feel comfortable with the tech and the bugs and where we're at in game development.
Okay, so Matt just actually brought something up in chat, and this is something that has been raised a couple times on the forums, and right now you can only see hosted games from your friends. Is that going to be changing? What is the plan for that right now?
It'll change. I mean, to ensure that we have a thriving ecosystem of players online, it has to change. It can't just be friends. So the code team will look into it. Again, a lot of this, guys, it's all alpha testing. A lot of stuff we put in there, we to kind of just get things in and working and functional, so you guys could get in there and start playing with stuff, and we can see where things break. So yeah, it'll fully expect it to evolve over time. This issue though is probably going to change sooner than later.
Right. So actually, on the subject of servers, let's talk a little bit about perpetual servers. If there's going to be any ability to do that, I should say, where a player is hosting one, can they leave it up without having to leave their game running so that their friends can come in and sort of join it? Is that going to be a possibility?
We've talked about setting up or creating basically a dedicated server package, but that's not something that's going to happen right away. There's a lot of other back-end architecture we need to get in first, but it is something on our development roadmap that we will have over time.
Okay, and excuse me. One more thing on the subject of hosting, and that is, are admins going to have any kind of tools that will actually provide them ways to keep their game clean, i.e. if you have someone who comes in and starts messing with it, if you're on for example, a friendly server and someone comes in and starts acting hostilely or, trying to mess with something, will there be a way for the host to kick or, to promote someone to moderator status within the game so that they have not just the host is the only, wow.
Sure.
I think you know where I'm going, but my words are failing me so badly.
Basically, will admins have the ability,
Yes.
will have options that give them ways to better manage their servers.
Yes, thank you. That was what I was succinctly trying to get at.
Long term, yes. We will add more flexibility that gives you guys more control on how you set up games. But early on, we're going to ship with us, or launch early access with just a very small subset of features, and then over time, we'll expand that feature set. But we'd love to hear from the community as well. What would you guys like to see? What do you feel makes sense? What are the types of functionality you would want as as an admin to manage the games that you're hosting and manage your experience? So head over to our forums, and please feel free to post up that kind of info. We're always coming to forums for feedback and ways that we can improve the product. We are working with the community. I think anybody that's on our forums will tell you that we're on there all the time. If I'm not posting, I'm at least trolling. So just to see what I can find.
Chris loves to troll.
Yes,
he absolutely loves to troll. He lives to troll me, at least.
Yeah,
if nothing else, he lives to troll me.
I do my part at least 4 or 5 times a day. So please, head over to our community if you're new to the stream or you're just finding out about Savage Lands. We have a great Steam community, a great player base that's starting to build up. I love all the stuff that I'm seeing, all the things that everybody's finding, the exploration that's taking place. And for us as developers, this is an exciting time because we get to see the idea that we have or that we had come to life, and people really enjoy it and helping us, working with us to help make a better experience. So please join our community, head over to the Steam forums, Savage Lands Steam forums, and be part of a great experience.
All right. So on that note, shall we get started and do a little show and tell with people?
Let's do this.
All right.
For that, I'm going to turn.
We have something a little different planned for you guys today. For the last couple of times, when we've shown off, we've been showing off stuff that's in Unity a lot of the time because we're trying to show you things that aren't necessarily in the game. This time, we're going to attempt to actually do some gameplay, and I'm going to try and join Chris's game if he remembers to host the game this time. Intent. Because I'm seeing You're so not in the game yet, are you?
It's loading now. We're loading the Sundered Isle. And by the way, if anybody was curious what the name of the island is, it's called the Sundered Isle.
Ooh,
I always refer to it as the island, but its formal name is the Sundered Isle. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of lore today. And I know a lot of people have asked, hey, lore, is it going to go in? Yes, actually, we have a whole, I'm working on a whole content plan for lore over the next several months that we're going to be adding to the game. A lot of good stuff. There's Chloe right there.
Whoa.
Hey, she's already dressed for success.
I'm shaking my way. Hello. Right there.
Instead of starting off at the beaches, I actually, with the dev powers that I have, set us up in front of the Village of Vek. And I gave us some items. So you're going to see here, we got some cool stuff. Fur-lined backpack, flesh wrap bag, another fur-lined backpack. I got some cooked bear meat. For myself, I have executioner armor. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Looking good. And of course, one of my favorite weapons, the Reckless Edge, which is this cool looking little, oh, it's not showing up. That's because I got to equip it.
I'm so stealing all this stuff and taking it. Oh, I can't even take it back.
Hold on.
Ah, that's not fair.
Let me combine my cloth strips here.
We're running a slightly different build of the game, as we alluded to when we started. This is a not quite a special version that was prepped for us by Chris today, because I wanted to be able to show you guys some new stuff. I should totally eat because I'm starving here. That's never good.
Chloe, why don't you jump out and create a new character and bounce in?
No, I don't want to do that.
Well, you'd have
I might actually have to.
You would have all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, but I've already picked it all up.
No, it's sitting right here. See? Trust me.
Well, yeah, okay. All right, hang on. I'm going to do a massive dump here. I'll be right back.
Nice. All right. So, as I was saying, Chloe is quitting out of the game and dropping all of her stuff on the ground. All right. Good stuff. Okay.
Yay. Okay, I'll be right back.
So this is the Village of Vek. It is, I'm going to walk around. Let me get my sword, my Reckless Edge equipped. It was one of the first villages to fall when the island was overwhelmed. They put up a resistance, and they put up a lot of resistance, and eventually the dragon that patrols the skies just came in and decimated this area with fire and destruction. So you'll find as you're walking around in this village, you'll see charred skeletons that wander the area, just tormented souls. There's a couple powerful named guys that actually walk around this area. They roam the area. So when you're here, just be on the lookout. They're really powerful. Looks like there's a bear in the distance walking. I'm gonna wait till Chloe gets in before we go mess with him.
I'm in. I'm just reorganizing, making sure I don't have my sword in the right spot.
So you may see some graphic anomalies. I apologize. Like this tower right here, we actually I just chopped these up. Chopping meaning I just set them up so that they could be put into the buildable system. But that means that the prefabs need to be redone, and these prefabs, which I'm going to hit right after we're done with the stream, going to redo them.
All right.
So yeah, this village has been totally destroyed, just decimated. Lots of cool stuff though. And as you go around the island, you'll actually find different areas. You'll find one village that's made of these kind of higher tier stone houses. Another one that's kind of low quality stone houses. On the opposite end of Vek, on the north side of the island, there's another village that just has skull and bones everywhere. And next time we do another stream, I'll spawn us over there and talk more about that village and the what had befallen those unfortunate souls. So are you in, Chloe? Let's rock and roll.
I am. You're running away from me. Stop running.
All right.
There. Hi. You can see me now.
There you are.
Right.
Slash follow.
I'm going to follow you. Yes. Slash follow. A command that I miss terribly in so many games.
All right.
Oh, you're going to make me run, aren't you?
So we're just going to look around the houses. And for those new... Ooh, amber.
What'd you find?
I found some amber. You should start looking around the houses because I get really crazy and I love loot.
Yes. So if you guys haven't noticed that, when you're in the game, you definitely want to be able to, like when you get into a village, we've mentioned this before, you always want to make sure you approach a village sort of quietly and, you sneak around a little bit because there are things that will spawn. You'll see different kinds of enemies spawning in the villages, and you never know, maybe those are former residents, maybe they're part of the reason why there are former residents. You'll occasionally come across a great big huge pile of human skulls, which is really creepy. So you never know exactly what you're going to find, but Chris has this wonderful habit of making sure that stuff actually spawns in the village. So you definitely want to, wander through and poke around and see what you can find in them.
So I just picked up decayed flesh. Who wants me to eat the decayed flesh? Sounds tasty, doesn't it?
I have to say I have not seen anyone eat decayed flesh yet.
Well, I will put it in my inventory. I do have, I got frostberries. I feel pretty good. Frostberries actually cure poison.
Are you feeling confident that
I don't know.
You're going to roll the dice?
So the way
what is it? It's a 50% chance that you can get poisoned eating tainted meat?
The effects vary. You could be poisoned, you could be diseased, you could lose stamina, you could lose health, or you could gain 20% health.
All right, roll the die. What are you going to get?
Let's find out. All right. Nom, 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 nom. Poisoned and diseased.
So you
boy.
want twice. Yeah, eat those frostberries. Eat them frostberries. All right. Now let us, while you are taking us in the right direction, let's talk a little bit about the actual update schedule. That you kind of alluded to it. Content-wise, update-wise, what are we looking at moving forward, both through the rest of the alpha towards early access? We did just move our early access date earlier this week, so we should probably talk about that actually before we get into the content plans and update plans.
Sure.
As
everybody saw, the date was moved from February to March, and we did that because we felt that the game needed more testing. We wanted to make sure that the multiplayer component was solid. There were bugs. There's lots of bugs. We want to fix as many as we can before we go early access. We don't just want to throw something out there. So we want to make sure that when we go early access, which we will, I don't have an exact date, but I will get you guys a date in March, that the game is solid. It plays really well. And with the understanding that even though it plays well and there's a lot of content in the game, more content will be added over time. So that was our rationale. We wanted to fix bugs, fix a few, fix some more crashes, get more people playing the alpha, so that we can get more data on how we could better the experience before we get it out there and ship the game. So that was our whole rationale for it. Hey, let's go get this deer, Chloe.
Okay, well, while you go get that deer, I am going to actually give away an alpha code. So that's always fun, right? So we are going to try a brand new system. If it doesn't work, then I will ignore it and we'll never use it again. But what we are going to do is I'm going to ask people to enter the keywords Savage Lands, all one word. So, and I don't believe caps matter. It doesn't work in the back end. So get ready, enter Savage Lands, and from the people who enter that should be hopefully. So everybody go ahead and type in Savage Lands. And then once I start seeing them in chat, all right, there we go. We'll let a couple of people enter in. All right, the system is actually working. This is awesome. Give you guys a few seconds. All right, and in the alpha code is being given away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and good luck. And it is, oh dear, I'm never going to be able to pronounce this. Nitsua 137 is our winner, so congratulations. Nitsua, if you can please message me after the stream is over, and we will give you your code. Just message me through the Twitch chat itself, or the Twitch system itself, and I will get that to you. So congratulations. And that will not be the end of our giveaways. We will definitely be doing more of those today. As Chris has mentioned, we've been pushing out a ton of codes recently. So if you don't get it from us here today, we are giving out codes on our Twitter channel. We do forum contests. And we try and do both of those at a variety of times, because we know not everybody is in the best time zone of all, which is, of course, the West Coast or Pacific Coast time. So I am going to have to run like the dickens and figure out, did you just go up the hill?
No, I'm on the other side. I'm actually, while you were doing that, I was busy mining some ore. So yeah, if anybody,
okay.
Everybody watching, I'll be right over in just a second. Okay. I was going to mine the ore, or mine the rock, so I could get some stones, so I could build a campfire. But
well, who needs campfire?
I want to cook some meat. Do you have any?
That's true. I mean, there's no campfire, although there are fire pits in the town. And actually, that is something that's been asked. I don't think it was asked for in this particular stream, but that is something that came up on the forums. Are there any plans to allow players to relight burnt out campfires, to sort of like, you have the dimly lit torch? Is there any way that we can restock an already formed fire pit? Or how long does a fire pit even last?
The way the build system works, not at the moment, but that doesn't mean it won't happen at some point during early access. I would like for that to happen as well. Hold on.
Makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah. All right, bone dust. So it very well could happen, guys. Just at the moment, at this point in our development, not right now. So the best thing to do is just build a campfire. Ooh, stone. And if you build a campfire, you'll get everything you need. I need 2 more. You'll be able to build what you need. You have all the equipment to go out and build stuff. Wow, these rocks are incredibly generous in terms of the low quality ore. I got to tune those. Holy smokes. All right. So maybe I'll find something along the way. Oh, there. Ooh, hello, Mr. Buck.
You're just getting. I'm watching the stream. You're just getting a lot of stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
So while you are still mining away your life, let's answer some more questions.
Sure.
What is the total size of the current game world? Do we have square footage yet?
I do. It's
you know
really,
what it is?
really,
You got
really
distracted
big.
by a deer, didn't you?
Nope. I will say that it's really, really big.
Really, really big. Okay.
I don't want to give out the exact dimensions yet, but it takes about an hour to run around the island.
Okay. And that's
That's on the beach.
Hour game time, or sorry, of hour
Real time. Real time.
time.
Yeah.
So how long a in-game trip is that? Like, do you go through night? By the time
you'll have gone through a full day and night, and it'll probably be dawn again by the time you want to come over by the campfire, Chloe, so you can warm up.
Yes, I will. As I navigate back to the right tower. Oh, hey, yes, there's now a campfire for me.
So it'll take a full hour if you were to walk it. A little bit less if you were to sprint it. But now that we have the new sprint system in, I haven't done with the new sprint system. I haven't had the QA team yet run through and do a full circle around the island. So if anybody out there wants to, with the latest alpha build, do a run around the island and give me some times, that would be really, really helpful.
All right, so you heard it, guys. You've got your next task. We'll be very appreciative if you were to go ahead and do that for us. One thing that you guys have kind of probably picked up during our forums, some of our streams, is we do have a small team working on this. We are truly, an indie title. There's about 10 of us who are working full-time on this, and some of us, split time between other projects here at Signal, and I think it's obviously the same over at Digital. So we've got, we are truly asking for your help. We're not just saying, just go ahead and post and we might sort of kind of listen to it. No. We're taking your feedback. We are, working with your bugs, which we really appreciate you guys finding. And it's really important for us because you guys are very much helping us improve this game, not just for ourselves, but also for everybody who plays it. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. We have, like Chloe said, the team fluctuates between 7 to 10 people. Really, we got a rock solid team, guys. A team that's a really experienced developers. So it's one of the reasons why I know a lot of people have said that the game feels really stable. It's really fun for the state that it's in. It's a lot of passion, dedication that's being put into the game, and based on a lot of experience. We got a great, killer code team, killer art team. I spearhead the design, so I do all the implementation of a lot of the design stuff. I get some help from the coders when they are not busy cracking down on fixing bugs or putting in some new systems. But great team behind this game, and a team that's dedicated to making something great, doing something different in the survival, a little bit different in the survival genre. And make something a lot of fun. Fantasy survival. We think there's something there, so we're really excited to get it out there. And we love all the feedback that everybody's been giving us in the forums. And I know that YouTube videos have been going up, and I love watching those videos. Of course, I see bugs when I'm watching those videos. Those are really helpful to me, and also the dev team as a whole. So thank you guys for doing all that. Really appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing out there, and really, you got a dedicated team behind you, a bunch of developers. You're getting attacked, Chloe.
I am. Oh, crow.
I got it. See, that was one of the charged skeletons right there.
Thank you for, protecting my very undistracted self because I'm off looking at chat. Okay, so shall we? I'm starting to lose how I'm gonna eat here. While we shall we go show off some?
Yeah, let's go find some stuff to kill.
All right.
I know I used up the durability on my weapon a little bit, so this is going to be a harsh. Well, hold on.
What?
Nothing. I'm just talking to myself. All right.
I can tell.
Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is truly.
Yeah, this is
truly game development. This is what it's like when you're trying to. You have a plan, and then the plan gets shifted because somebody wants to go make things and do stuff.
Well, we could restart the game.
We could.
I'm not going to eat the decayed flesh. I do.
Do you need food? Because I have food.
No, I need a weapon. You got a weapon on you?
Let me. I think I may have picked up.
So I'm looting these human heads. These are going to be critical, by the way, guys. If you want to build little skull head totem effigies around your houses, so make sure you collect those. They're going to be a crucial component to some of the new buildables that we're going to be putting in.
It looks like I don't have a second one. I've just got my existing.
Oh boy.
Stuff. Did you? See, we should have gone right away, silly man. Okay.
I wanted to build a fire, and in the process wasn't paying attention to what I was using. So there you go. All right.
In the Savage Lands, one mistake can mean death. Well, let's go
follow me, Chloe. We're gonna head up to we're gonna head up to a dragon tower. It's down this way.
I am following.
You just gotta watch out for bears. Bears are this area, and for those are interested. Oh, I got something fun to tell everybody. I know that we have on a bullet point on our Steam page that, hey, creatures spawn day and night. That is correct. We actually just got that. We got that functionality in. Oh, there's a bear right. Oh, that's a wolf.
I see a thing. Oh, is that a wolf?
Yeah, that the functionality is in, and in our next alpha build, we will have certain creatures that spawn at night, and other creatures that will spawn in the day. So the tech is there, the code's there. I just got to hook up the spawners, which I plan to do later today, early tomorrow. Yay! All right. I'm looking. There's a deer. I could get some sinew, but then I don't have any stone. Chloe, you got your weapon on you?
Yep.
Oh, you just scared the deer.
I didn't do anything. I'm standing still. How can I have... No, that's not a wolf. That looks like a pig.
Are you standing by me? Because it looks like...
No.
Oh, Chloe.
I stopped. I've got a... Yo, deer. That's a... I just killed a boar. So, I have a tusk and some meat, but that's it. I don't have anything else for you.
All right. It looks like Chloe ran off.
I did not run off.
Oh, there you are.
Ran off.
I know. For everybody out there that when you play the game, some people know this. This is kind of an unknown. It's one of those discovered elements of the game, but I'm going to go ahead and expose it. So if you're out in the wilderness and you're waiting for creatures to walk by, you can step inside shrubbery and bushes like this. And doing so, actually, there's line of sight. It'll block the line of sight of creatures. So let's just say you see a bunch of skeletons, furies walking by. It's nighttime, and you don't have the necessary equipment to take them on. Just hide inside a bush. They'll walk on by as long as you're not running around inside the bush, because we also the creatures can hear your footsteps. Just stand still. You can watch them walk right on by. So that's a little Easter egg for everybody.
It's not really an Easter egg. It is a absolutely imperative survival tip. So absolutely make sure I actually got some tweets about that last night where somebody just got rocked because he ran into a huge wolf pack. So you definitely want to break line of sight, want to break sound. You don't want them to hear you.
Yeah, you can creep up on creatures and hold down control, and you can walk up on creatures, and that reduces the sound radius.
That's a slow walk, right?
Yeah, that's a slow walk.
You technically walk already just by...
Yeah, we call this, this is like a light jog. Your normal, it's your normal idle, or your normal run, or your normal walk is kind of a light jog. So it felt better than just doing a normal walk. All right, 1 second, everybody. I got to open up a Red Bull.
You have to have something to get you through these streams, right?
Well, it's been busy been working 12-hour days. We've been really, the team's just been doing everything they can to really make a polished experience. So just a lot of work in a short amount of time. It's a lot of fun, though. Hey, watch out. Bash him, Chloe. You got the sword.
I am bashing him. I just had to turn around.
All right, I'll loot him.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, heaven forbid.
Let me show. I'll loot this guy. One of the things that's going to come online too, guys, is you're going to be able to pick up things like human bone and animal bone. We're going to work with the artists, and so you can equip those and use those as kind of primitive weapons, as well as use them as crafting components. All right, let me get my bearings.
All right. Well, while you get your bearings, I'm going to do another giveaway because everybody loves those. So same functionality, guys. We're going to do, you enter a word in the chat, and the system's just going to pick you up. So this time, the word is going to be, what do I want to do? Hey, Chris, what's the name of the sword that you really like?
Reckless Edge.
All right. So that's spelled with a W, right?
E. D. Edge. Reckless Edge.
Oh.
Edge, like edge of a sword?
No. Like reckless as in, is it impossible to wreck, or is it the reckless as in you're a crazy person? Crazy
version of reckless, Chloe.
All right. So one word in chat. No. Yes, Macazar, that is exactly it. So, all one word, no spaces. No spaces, guys. No spaces. There we go. Okay. All right. We're starting to get entries. There we go. So, we're going to close that off in about 10 seconds, and then hopefully we can go and attack something. Do you have a weapon? Well, you kind of have a weapon.
I have. It's the durability. It's like literally on the verge of busting. So, I'm gonna have to go to fists.
So I can give you some of those.
Yep.
All right.
So I do have another cool little thing I want to mention to players out there. I have plate gauntlets on right now. Next week in our do you got to talk, Chloe?
No, I've got a winner, but you go, and I will announce the winner.
All right. In our next patch, I'm going to add some damage to plate gauntlets so that you can do, instead of just doing basic bare hand damage, they'll actually do more damage than standard bare hands. They're not going to do much more, but if you get into a bad situation and you have some plate gauntlets on, it'll help out a little bit.
All right, and so the winner is Vice Versa. Congratulations, Visa. Just give me a message on Twitch after the stream, and I will send you your code. Congratulations. So awesome. All right, now let's go do here. Let's
run up this way.
Where's my? Here's an axe. I have an axe or a crude hatchet. The crude hatchet.
Oh, give me a crude hatchet.
I did. I dropped it. It should be.
Don't move.
It's right here. Where?
Don't move.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not how you survive in Savage Lands. You do not go running. It's right here at my feet.
Got it.
You do not go run away from your teammate and getting the. There you go. All right.
Awesome.
You've lost your boots. It's quite hilarious to watch. All right.
Oh, I got no boots on?
You got no boots. Do you have boots? Do I have to give you my old boots?
No, it's fine. I can go barefoot.
Okay. Apparently I don't have boots anymore, so I thought I had a second pair, but I must not have picked them up.
All right,
All right.
let's we're gonna head up this way. Now,
okay.
By no means are the creature spawners tuned to perfection. So we will. They are. It's pretty. The way they're spawned in the world is procedural. So what we get is very random. So as much as I would love to say, let's just head up here and we're going to find a bunch of bears, a cluster of bears like you would see in an MMO, that's not how it works. I can tell you that this region that we're in spawns bears, or bears spawn in this area, but that doesn't mean they spawn all the time. Or certain creatures spawn in certain areas of the island. So as a player, if you're looking for certain components, you'll have to travel to those parts of the island. We're also going to be doing that with components over time, things like rocks and minerals. You'll have to move around the island to harvest and collect these things. All right, let's head down this way, Chloe.
Okay. So something that has frequently been asked in the forums is how do you fight the dragon?
The dragon right now, he's basically he's an ambient creature that flies around. He's kind of this ominous thing that players are aware of, and he is definitely part of the island. Right now, we have his attack turned off because we're working through some AI bugs right now, but we do plan to turn that back on in time. So I know a lot of players want, I want to attack the dragon. Yeah, we want you to attack the dragon too. But to give you an idea, we want the dragon to be able to see you when it's in flight, and we want the dragon to be able to attack you when it's in flight, and that does, something that doesn't look really funky like it's broken. Also, we're working on adding fire emitters to trees, so you're going to be able to start forest fires. So when the dragon attacks you, we want the forest around you to catch on fire. So we want it to be a very spectacular moment for the player to experience. And when you hear the dragon coming, you definitely want to take shelter. If you're in his sights, well,
you're in trouble.
I hope you have a house built. We're also going to
stone house at that, because you don't want a wood house if you've got a fire breathing dragon coming down, barreling down at you.
Yeah. We also want stone houses, but in general, you want to try to avoid the dragon if at all possible. We're also going to be adding compasses into the game, so you'll be able to craft a compass. You'll be able to know which direction you're going. For those of you that haven't built the level like I have, then that'll come in handy. We're also going to be looking at improving. Oh, hold on, Chloe, I got to eat. We're also going to be looking at improving various features of the world. So we're going to be adding in, right now we have those huge dragon towers. They're called dragon roosts. We have those, but we're also going to be looking at improving certain geological features of the area, kind of fleshing those out and making those look more distinct. So, again, early access for us is all an evolutionary process. That's about building out our game, getting it to a place where it's decent and it's fun, but we can bring in the community to help make a better experience. And through early access, we can make an incredible experience that when we launch in 10 months, it'll be an amazing game for all to play.
All right. I got a little further ahead. I see a deer, but I do not see a bear. So we kind of skipped over this earlier because we got distracted with some other stuff. But what is the content? You've alluded to the fact that we're going to have a content plan that slowly gets introduced to the game. What kind of content are we starting to see? Because you were talking about lore. We know that there's going to be more items being added. What are we looking at, and what's that kind of path that you envision for the game right now?
So new content encompasses, a lot of different things, from lore to new creatures to new weapons to new recipes to new armor. I mean, it has a wide breadth of things that it encompasses. So, we're going to lay out a roadmap for the community on what's going to be added. I want to add new creatures to the world, over time.
Like your rabbits, perhaps, maybe for Easter. Ooh, there's the dragon.
Well, that's kind of... Where'd you see him?
He's flying. He's over there. He's flying that way.
We're going to be at... rabbits are one of many things that I want... Oh, I see him. There he is. Let's follow him. Oh, there's a skeleton, too. You got your axe ready?
Yep. No, I have a sword,
we're also going to be adding, new creatures. I want creatures that... new nighttime creatures. You see a lot of different skeletons in the game. We have wolves. We actually have a wide variety of fauna in the game. But we want to add more. It's a fantasy game, and people expect really cool creatures, fantastical creatures that kind of encompass this world. The lore is going to be a huge part of the process. It'll help. We're going to tell kind of this evolving story of the island, so you'll be part of that. As time goes on, new things will be introduced. We've always talked about magic. We have some great ideas on how we're going to introduce magic into the world. People have asked about the monolith that's on the island.
That's right. That's one thing that we haven't really talked about at all, actually. And we probably don't really want to give too much away about it right now because it's still kind of new and it's being adjusted and all that kind of stuff. So we don't want to.
The monolith is there and it's there for speculation, but it does serve a purpose. And that purpose is... we got a wolf.
Which way did you go?
All right, right here.
Where did you go?
That's
there you are.
And, you know, those are the types of things that you'll see added to the world over time.
Oh, you're fighting a wolf.
Really cool things. Suddenly one day you're walking along, you come across these ruins. Excuse me. You come across these ruins, and there's all sorts of new stuff that you've never seen before. That's what we want to add to the world. You know, we want to tell this kind of cool story. I don't believe that we need to add spell scrolls and pages of lore. I know MMOs that do that, and we're not necessarily an MMO, but you know, a lot of people don't necessarily read those. So we want to tell the story not only through bits of lore that you find, but also through the environment itself.
Oh, and there's the dragon.
He just flew overhead, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Which means his roost has to be relatively close by, right?
Yes, one of them.
Well, yes. Actually, can I see it?
And it's starting to get dark, Chloe, which means that we're going to have to set up shop. Let's start. You got an axe? Let's start. We got to build a campfire.
Actually, you have my axe. So I don't. And I don't have stone. But you should have a ton of stone, right?
I got a ton of ore.
You are going to drop a tree on my head.
Watch out. All right, start. Let's start collecting wood.
All right.
We'll find my hammer has a little bit of durability left, so.
Well, that's good because I only have a sword. So unless you want me to use the sword, which is going to be bad if something comes upon us at night.
No.
All right, so let's do another question while you are setting that up. So one of the things that has actually been brought up recently, and we have talked about it, although we haven't turned it on yet, is the Trello board that we have and how we're going to use that. So as we just alluded to, we want your feedback as a community. We want to be able to take, not only just, hey, how is this going, but how can we improve a feature? Oh, you want a certain type of creature. Okay, well, let's start talking about that. And that's kind of where the Trello board is going to be. Not only will it be a way for you guys as the community to sort of understand where we are in our development roadmap, it'll also be a way for us to sort of ping your ideas. If something is upvoted very highly, then we're going to, sit down as a development team and start thinking about what we're going to do and add, etc. All right, and then
Chloe, why don't you follow me?
Okay, I'm following.
All right.
And then one question that has been asked, you talked a little bit about it in the last stream, is what are the plans regarding traps? Do we have a list? Are you looking to source that from the community? What are you thinking about it?
Well, traps are a piece of tech that we'll have to get in. It's not there yet. It's something we want to do. It's on our list. But it's a bunch of new systems that will need to be created to get functional and right. So it's not necessarily that we need to crowdsource ideas. It's just more of a technology limitation at the moment. Excuse me. But we do, we do want to get them in over time as well. There's a lot of, it's one of those things. There's a lot of things we want to get in over time. It's, for the most part, it's about what makes sense. So, yes, traps are planned. We want to get them in. They could fall into place a month from now or 3 months from now. It's at this moment, because we're building to a schedule to get the game ready for early access. We'll have a clearer idea of where those will fit once we launch the game.
All right, and a question that was actually asked right as soon as I posted, but I wanted to kind of leave it towards the end of the stream is, what is the feature that is currently in the game that you are most proud of? And what feature do you look forward to adding the most in the future?
Well, that's, I can't really lock it down to just one feature. I would say I'm amazed.
Range. It's okay.
I mean, just as a whole, I'm amazed at all the features and systems and functionality that we've managed to get in over the last 6 months. We've managed to go from zero, absolutely no tech other than Unity itself, to having this really cool survival experience with, inventory, looting, multiple creature types, a very unique organic AI system that actually adheres to collision and pathing and line of sight, to having 20 different weapons, over 30 different pieces of armor in the game, all sorts of cool, I mean, a drop system, chat system. For me, I can't just pinpoint it to one thing. I'm proud of what we accomplished as a team to achieve this really cool concept. And I've been on teams, I worked, I've been fortunate in my career to have been part of some great teams. I was on the original Command and Conquer team back in the day. I've worked on Star Wars, worked on Lord of the Rings, and it's amazing when teams come together and build great things. And this is a small team. I've been part of 100-man teams. This was a small team of 7 really experienced guys. So it's been a pleasure and an honor working with everybody to bring this game to fruition. And our hope is that people really dig it. They really love it. And for us as a studio, DNA as well, that it does really well. And we could we can continue to just pile more and more into the game and really make this amazing world and add to it, add more, add dungeons and caves. So, if it does well, that means we can add more people and we could get more and more work done. So I guess that's a lot more than just saying, I am proud of the inventory system. I'm really, it's been a great experience. And, being the sole designer of a project, usually I have 2 or 3 designers. I was the sole designer with support from the coders as well. They have a lot of great ideas and art as well. So we've just been a good collaborative team. And that's really something to be said for, a small little group of indie devs.
All right, so we have a quick question. Can you confirm which version of Unity the game is being built in? I know it's Unity something.
We're using Unity Pro, and it's the latest, whatever the latest and greatest version is. We always keep our Unity version up to date. Yeah, so we have all the bells and whistles, all the we have access to all the back-end tech. Unity, there's standard Unity, and then there's Unity Pro. We get access to all the cool visual effects and stuff like that, which really helps to bring our world to life.
And someone asked earlier in chat, oh, this game kind of looks like Skyrim. Was that intentional? When we were designing and building the game out, yes, we took our influences both graphically and gameplay-wise and even subject-wise from a lot of really, incredible sources. Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, was definitely part of that, as was Game of Thrones. Other survival games like Rust and, stuff like that, The Forest, as well, obviously, since we're in a forest. There were a lot of different factors that went into that.
Artistically, yeah, Game of Thrones was the whole concept of Winterfell and, the northern parts up by Winterfell. The art team drew inspiration from. Skyrim was definitely another influence because of the fantasy aspect. The real worry we had was kind of merging the two together to get this kind of realistic look with fantasy, but Skyrim does a decent job of that. So it's great watching you chase the buck.
He totally just ran right into me.
So yeah, the art team did a great job of melding that look and bringing it to life, and have done a great job of making all the foliage in the world really blend together, and that's going to get better over time as well. So everybody that's with us, you'll see an evolution of the world as we continually improve the game. But yeah, we when it comes to the gameplay and game systems, we did our homework. I looked at a lot of games. I looked at DayZ, The Forest, as well as one of my favorite games out there right now is Subnautica, it's an underwater diving survival game, which is actually really cool. I really dig it. So those guys did a good job. But DayZ's a fun game. The idea was, what can we do that's, how can we make a cool fantasy experience that's just not like the other games, has a lot of familiarity. So when people pick it up and players pick it up and play it, it feels good, but at the same time, it offers a different experience. This is the challenge of any game maker. And so, we spent a lot of time kind of hashing that out, the systems that we're going to need, that kind of blend with the experience that we're building. So it just, in the end, it just kind of all came together, and, we drew inspiration from a few different games, as well as added in some of our own flavor. So it's been a really cool journey.
All right, so I've got 2 more questions I want to get covered because they are, oh, there you are. We've only got just a few more minutes left in the stream. Where was the one that I just wanted to look at.
My hammer broke, Chloe, so we're out of luck. Yeah.
Oh no! Well, you're out of luck. I still have a sword.
We're just gonna have to watch. Well, we can't really hammer this rock here.
So no, that's true.
We're just gonna have to watch the sunset.
Well, that's okay.
I
will watch the sunset with you as we slowly
bring this stream to the close.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things that you did just mention at the beginning was that durability has been added to the game. So what does that mean in terms of, can we repair things? Can we actually repair our armor right now? Obviously, when you're out of durability, your item disappears, but is there a way to solve that? Can you use the forge to that extent?
So we, right now, we're really brutal on the player, which it's a survival game. When your weapon wears out, it breaks. It's gone. Right now, it just kind of disappears, but for weapons, we actually have some sword hilts and some broken gear that we'll put in your hand. But in general, it's gone. You will have to plan ahead. You'll have to say, okay, my sword's at this, my axe is at this. Okay, if I'm going to go out and chop down trees, I'm not going to use my reckless edge. I'm going to use my crude hatchet, so I can save my reckless edge for combat. So this is a lot of the, micromanagement that the player in this survival experience that we're building will have to do. Now, over time, it's very possible, through player feedback, that we may add, other ways to, modify your gear and fix your gear. But right now, you have to literally make sure you have the components, and you'll have to rebuild the gear that you have.
One last question, just as it gets even darker and colder out. You've mentioned in previous streams that you're looking to add ranged weapons. Are we going to be able to use, because obviously that's not on the list until I believe sometime in early access, past our alpha progress right now. Are you going to be able to make flaming arrows?
Well, with the systems that we have behind the scenes, the systems that code has given us to make items and set up recipes, we can make flaming arrows, poison arrows. We can do, fletching. We can do tons of different things. So the short answer is yes, but will we have that? We'll introduce it over time. It's not something we're just going to throw in there. We want to make sure that when players can add detrimental effects to their weapons, it's a part of a cool content drop, part of a new, just a kind of a new enhancement to the game. So we want to make sure that it's, one, on our end, we'll make sure that it's fun. Two, it makes sense in the time frame that we want to introduce it. But yeah, the short answer is yes. You'll be able to do that at some point. You'll be able to craft arrows. You'll be able to craft bows. And over time, things like slings and other fine types of weapons, ranged weapons that we can add to the game. Anything we can think of if we want. So that's all planned. Now, we don't have an ETA yet, but I have mentioned that we actually have in the works right now a new player character model. Brand new model, retextured, looks really awesome. We've redone all the armor in the game, so it's more gritty, feels... it feels like it's part of this world. What you see in the game right now is kind of it was our first pass, and it's good. It's solid. And truthfully, I believe we could go early access with it. But the new stuff is really cool. We actually have wolf fur that actually that'll blow in the wind when you're standing there. So a lot of cool stuff planned. And that
you really want a wolf pelt cape, don't you?
Well, I haven't put it in yet. I actually have a mantle that fits over your head. That's a wolf head.
I want to see that.
So we want to get, make sure we got that. We got a lot of cool stuff. We got a lot of cool armor in the pipeline. We're working on some bark armor. So when you first start out in the game, you can go pick up, chop down trees, get some bark or wood and craft it into bark armor. And you look like this crazy, hideous guy, but you have some basic armor on, even though it has no thermal resistance or cold resistance.
So do you get the bark armor? Do you get bonus to wearing the bark armor when you go and fight the tree? What do you call them?
Forest giants.
What are the forest giants?
No, he'll just hit you. One hit, you're dead.
Okay. Actually, and that actually leads me directly to probably our last question, which was: is there any point to wearing other armor other than like the highest level of plate armor? Like at some point, is it better to wear cloth armor or leather armor? Will you be more sneaky while doing that?
So right now, with it getting colder, I would actually take off my plate and put on my wolf fur. So wolf fur, the armor. So in the next alpha drop that we have, next patch, there's actually cold resistance has been put on all the gear. Wolf fur, wolf pelt armor is actually, or savage wolf pelt armor is actually. I'm going down. Savage wolf pelt armor has the best cold resistance in the game, but its damage mitigation is actually lower, is a little bit lower than some of the than say hardened leather right now. So you'll get some cool. I mean, there's some cool back and forth. We're still bouncing. I'm gonna die right now. I'm just gonna bite the bullet here.
You're dying by a wolf.
Yeah,
I'll come stand over your dead body.
I'll respawn back at Vek. But yeah, all the armor now has some really cool stuff tied to it. So, you know, right now you'll see at night, I'm not, my cold is not ticking down as fast as it used to, which is a good thing. I've also tweaked some of the values for cold decay. But night is still harsh. Night is brutal. You're going to want to have a campfire and you're going to want to have armor on. Ideally, you want to have a shelter as well. One of the things I'm going to hook up this week as well, I'm going to put a heat source on torches, so you get a little bit of heat from torches. We'll have that in for the next alpha drop. So a lot of cool stuff planned. Oh, I got to tell you, I want to mention too that creatures, guys, that are playing the alpha, they don't hit react. You're not going to be able to stun lock them like you used to. I've seen a lot of people in a lot of videos stun lock the creatures just by hitting them. We put in a new system that actually creatures, as they start to lose health, they'll react more to hits. So that means they'll be able to attack through, and they're going to become more difficult than previously. So just be mindful of that, and keep in mind everything is always in a state of balance.
All right, and to wrap up this stream, because we are at 2 o'clock, I'm going to do one last giveaway. So enter it's 2 words, but put them together, no space. Wolf fur, all one word. Doesn't matter about caps, all one word. So wolf fur. And have you respawned? You respawned in the other.
Yeah, I just went
area,
to the beach.
I'm not gonna be able to get back to you, so I'm just gonna go back to the main menu from here. Unfortunately, then we wanted to show you fighting a bear, but
the bears were being stubborn.
They're just there, and it's all random. This is the true reality of a random game. You're not always gonna find what you think you're gonna find. All right, wolf fur is what you're looking for. All one word, wolf fur. So we're gonna give it a few more seconds just to let more people get in. Not wool boomsticks. Wolf fur. Someone is asking, the best way to actually get in touch with us is to post on the forums. Both myself and Chris are constantly in them. We are, we post, we ask questions, we take feedback. We get your bugs from there. So definitely, you want to be, talking to us. That's the best way to go. All right. Let us do the last one to round this out. And fingers crossed. And it is Uber Sibis. Sibis, I think. I'm sorry. Congratulations, Uber Sibis. Just give me a shout on the Twitch, and I will send you a key. So awesome. Congratulations, everybody who won today. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I appreciate that you join us. Thank you so much thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Sean and Shadow, for joining us and helping us moderate today. We really appreciate it. Shoutouts to those guys for helping. And all right, Chris, anything else? Do you have anything else that you want to talk about today?
I just want to say thank you to everybody coming to the chat. Check us out on the forums. We're always there, always answering questions. We want to make this a great game, and we want your help. And we appreciate all those that have already jumped into the game and started playing. Feedback is huge. We're one of those developers that takes our community very seriously. And I just want to say thank you. And next week we'll be streaming again. Lots of good stuff.
Yeah. So look for, if you're interested in joining us next week, we normally post, section or a thread for that on about Tuesday. So make sure that you look for that, and then we'll see you on the forums. Oh, you're getting killed again.
It's all
Gonna
good.
die again.
All right, everybody.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Thank
see
you.
you later.